Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to this lesson on Avatar Inception. Now, in this lesson, what we're gonna do is really get to understand what your audience is thinking and why they're thinking that in regards to, the vehicle, the new opportunity that you are going to be selling them. So what we're gonna cover client psychographics. We're gonna go into what psychographics look like and really what you need to be paying attention to when you're trying to get a better understanding of your avatar. We're also gonna go into where to mine this data from. I'm going to show you guys some techniques that we use to really extract this data from, your marketplace, your niche. And then lastly, we're going to show you how to finalize the audience intelligence phase. So first and foremost, what do client psychographics look like? These are kind of broken up into pairs. So desires are really what your avatar wants. And then motivations are why they want it. Pain points, what are they feeling? Mistakes, why are they feeling that way? And then objections, what are they opposed to in regards to what you're trying to sell them? And then false beliefs are why are they opposed to it? So why are these psychographics so important? Well, first and foremost, these psychographics are going to really help us build out the entire sales message and the offer for your funnel. Keep in mind that the reason this audience intelligence phase is really the foundation for everything that we do with funnel building is because the funnel pages in the funnel itself isn't anything crazy. What sells, what is profitable, what will really help you, get a message to market match is doing this audience intelligence phase and building out a sales message and an offer that resonates with your ideal client. These psychographics also help you write compelling sales copy. So when you go to build out your core offer funnel, when you go to build out that content, it's going to be really easy to understand what stories you need to be telling in your copy, whether that be once again in a webinar, on a sales page, so on and so forth. This is also going to help you create both organic and paid content. You guys will see, and we're going to go into this in a second, but you guys are going to see that, especially when it comes to the pains and mistakes that your ideal client is making, what we want to do is we want to use that information to build out content and really kind of poke their wounds and help them understand the mistakes that they're making. So where do we mine this data from? There's bunches and bunches and bunches of places that we can do this. The beauty of the internet age and digital age that we live in is that the areas and opportunities for us to mine this audience intelligence data are bountiful. They're all over. So kind of a few examples of where we like to pull this data from. Facebook groups, whether that be other people's groups, private, public, closed. Or if you have a Facebook group of your own, I'm going to show you kind of how we have our Facebook group set up to really, really, really mine this data easily and use it as a lead generation source as well. Reddit is a great place. Forums, you can set up a survey funnel, and we're going to include an extra bonus module on how to set up a survey funnel that you can run to your audience if you have an existing audience to extract this data. Same thing with Instagram. If you have an Instagram following, polls, DMs, Facebook DMs, and then one that is so profitable in the long run that so many people don't take the time to do is phone calls. It's actually doing deep dive, survey phone calls with your market and just talking to them and getting an understanding of kind of where they're at and what they're going through. So the nice thing about, once again, these psychographics and rounding out the audience intelligence phase is that the market will always tell you what they want you to sell to them and how they want it delivered. But you just have to be a really, really good detective in order to go find it. So let's go ahead and jump over and go into the offer creation exercise. Now, I'm going to be showing you guys kind of the behind the scenes of how we built out the offer for this program. Reason being is I want you guys to really pick up on not only this process, but also start to think of, what note brought you to us? What piece of content did you see that really resonated with you? Why did it resonate with you? What were you going through? What was the pain? What was the mistake you were making? Whatever it may be. And what was the bridge we brought you guys over to get here? So over here, as we mapped out in the last lesson, this is just all the demographic stuff for our offer. And what I like to do initially, across the board here, we have 4 different columns. So words, phrases, and language. This is just a column that I really like to use to understand how, our ideal clients are talking about their problems and about the, situation that they're currently in. Next up is desires and motivation. So once again, what does your market want? Why do they want it? Pains and mistakes. What are the challenges that they're going through and why are they going through those? And And then lastly, what are the false beliefs and objections? So what I like to do initially is just to start to do kind of sort of a brain dump. So I'll go into each column and just start, writing in each column. So words and phrases, as you guys know, like the big pool that we draw from is the ClickFunnels community. So funnel hacker, one funnel away, offer creation, offer hacking, funnel stacking, Russell Brunson. What else do we have here? Funnels, and I'm gonna refer to our actual built out offer real quick. Oh, so like launch a funnel, impact driven. What else do we see in the ClickFunnels community? And once again, I'm going to show you strategies. This is just a quick brain dump to really get the ideas flowing. And then what we like to do is kind of back up this foundation that we build through just getting stuff down on paper with actual data. I'm going to show you guys how to do that in a second. So funnel hacker, one funnel away, offer creation, offer hacking, funnel stacking, Russell Brunson, launch a funnel, impact driven, maybe like email list or no list, no audience, no following. What else do we have here? Webinar, funnel, so on and so forth. So desires and motivations. What does your ideal client want? And then why do they want it? So I want to make money. I want to serve my audience. I want to, feel good about myself. I want to look good to other people. I want more time, freedom. I want to spend more time with my family. So you can see there, you can see what I did there. I always kind of followed the law of the principle of the 5 whys. So, if someone comes to you and says, in your target market, they say, I want more time in my day. Well, okay, why? Well, I want to spend more time with my family. Okay, well, why do you want to spend more time with my family? Well, for years, I was a 9-to-5 slave and never saw them. Now I want a business that allows true freedom. You know what I'm saying? So there's always a deeper reason as to why people want the things that they do. And it's your job to, once again, be a really good detective and dig out why that is. Desires and motivations. I want to make money, serve my audience, feel good about myself, want to look good to other people. I want more time freedom, spend more time with my family, want a business that allows true freedom. Maybe some people want to work for myself. What else do they want here? Desires and motivations. At the end of the day, I want a profitable and converting funnel. I want to understand funnels. I want to sell higher ticket items. One of the words I'm going to put over here is secrets, and then I want to know the secrets to internet marketing. Cool. So that's good for that column for now. Pains and mistakes. And this is really, from an outsider's perspective, as the expert, you are the expert. What pains and mistakes is your ideal client going through, and what are the mistakes that they're making that are causing those pains? So one of the pains is I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. I'm working like a dog, long hours, no predictability in my business. I don't know where leads, sales are coming from each month. When I do have success, I don't know why. That's one of the biggest problems you could have. I don't know why. Pains and mistakes. My message isn't resonating with my audience. I don't know how to drive quality traffic. I don't know which funnel to use for my business. I don't understand the tech. What are some of the mistakes they're making? Selling low ticket items, $27 ebooks. $27 ebooks. Building out the value ladder, their value ladder the wrong way. Not focusing on the core of their business. I would say one of the pains is they have imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome. They also have shiny object syndrome. And if this sounds familiar, good. Good. That is the point. Once again, one of these, if not multiple of these, should be something that you were experiencing that our team at Influencer Funnel Co. hit on, and it really hit the nail on the head for you, and you realized that you needed to fix it. So good list for now, and then false beliefs and objections. Typically, this is more data driven. So once we start diving into the Facebook groups, the forums, the threads, so on and so forth, we'll start to see actual false beliefs and objections that people have. So let's go ahead and jump over to Facebook groups. Now, obviously, like I said, the Facebook group that we kind of play out of is the ClickFunnels Facebook group, as well as other digital marketing expert groups, so on and so forth. Now, the nice thing about Facebook groups is that they're just so conversational. Forums and Reddit and stuff like that, they're great, but Facebook is such a conversation-driven, I guess Reddit as well. They're conversation-driven platforms, which means that when someone brings up a question, a pain point, a mistake, so on and so forth, you have other people engaging with it, either expressing similar interests or people trying to help them solve it as well. So I would say during this, I mentioned in the last lesson for the demographics that smaller groups tend to be better. Well, for these areas, these columns in the audience intelligence phase, sometimes the bigger groups can be a little bit more fruitful if you can find bigger groups that don't have a ton of spam. Because let's take a look at the ClickFunnels group. And one thing you're going to see is it's just question after question after question. And this is really going to give us a good indication of, the types of problems that we need to be solving. So first question we see, any ideas for lead magnet for a window cleaning business? So what that tells me is, I don't know which funnel type. I mean, I guess we already have that one from the brain dump. I don't know which funnel to use for my business. Let's keep scrolling here. What is CF subdomain meant for? So that's kind of a tech question, subdomain. And sometimes I'll just categorize them. So tech. They're struggling with the tech. For those of you not using video, best headline you've ever seen. So what I'll do is, once again, I will literally put this in quotes because it's an actual quote, and then I will put copywriting. So people are struggling with copywriting. Once again, sometimes I will literally copy the link address and I will link this so I can refer back to it, because if that person fits into your target market, and we're going to get into this in a later lesson, they may be someone you need to connect with on the organic side of things to attract them, bring them into your circle so that then you can position your products and services as the solution that they need. Anyone know why, while editing my funnel, mobile is not updating? Another tech question. So this is a tech-driven pain point. Tech-driven pain point. I don't know how to make this work. So on and so forth. So you guys can kind of see, how I go through a Facebook group and do this. One of the things I will recommend if you really want to leverage Facebook groups the correct way is asking questions yourself. But do not just go into groups and ask questions right away. What you need to do is build goodwill. You need to build trust, credibility, authority. You need to be seen as someone who is contributing to these groups. Now, what does this look like? In the ClickFunnels group, I'm going to show you a few posts that I did in a very, intricate and tailored sequence. So here's one that I did, obviously addressing a big pain point of my market, the number one mistake I see with opt-in pages, and talking about how they can drive up their conversions. You can see it's kind of a shorter form post, nothing too crazy, but great engagement here. 51 engagements, 15 comments, so on and so forth. People saying, hey, this was a great tip. Thank you very much. Next up, I did another post after this, the 9 things you should do before building your funnel. A little bit longer of a post, better engagement, 64 engagements, 26 comments, so on and so forth. This allows me to build credibility, build authority, be seen as someone who people can trust, people can look to for answers. And then after I do these goodwill posts, what do? I ask a question. Because what this does, this is an audience intelligence question. This is saying, hey, where are you at on this spectrum? And it really starts to help me gather data here. So the question I asked, how many of you in here currently sell funnels to other businesses? How many of you would you like to sell funnels to other businesses? And you can see from the engagement, 184 comments. 184 comments of people telling me where they're at in regards to this. So let's see. I build funnels and design funnels. I would love to take on more clients. So, a big issue of, hey, I want more clients. I do this currently, but I want more clients. Let's keep going here. Once I get the hang of it, would love that as another piece to my offer. So this tells me this is a objection. This is a false belief of I have to have the hang of it. I have to have a ton of experience to be able to sell funnels. So false belief, once I get the hang of it, and I'm going to add to this and say, I need more experience. More experience. Now, as we get into the next module, this column is going to be highly, highly beneficial, because what we're going to do is really identify why your ideal avatar, why your ideal client has these sorts of false beliefs and objections. And then all we're going to do is we're going to craft stories. We're going to craft compelling and engaging stories to get them to have these little epiphanies about why this shouldn't be a false belief or objection that they have. Let's keep scrolling here. This is my next focus. This, in my opinion, is another false belief. This is my next focus. It's a false belief about I need to focus on, I'm going to put lower value ladder items first. I need to do stuff at the bottom of my value ladder first before I can start selling this as a high ticket item. Next up, selling, consulting by selling. Always heard about funnels, me too, but I've never used or understood them. So that could be a false belief objection of I don't understand them. It's a internal false belief, and we'll get into that in a later lesson. Me too, work with coaches. I can sell them but not produce results. Ooh, this is a good one. So this is a big pain point as well. Desires, motivation, pains, mistakes. I cannot produce results. And also a false belief of I need results before I can sell funnels. And we'll get into all this in a little bit. I coach building funnels for select clients. Currently not doing it. Would love to. So you can see here on questions like this, and I'm just kind of coming through these comments, showing you guys how I read these comments and respond to them. So I'm currently not doing it. I would love to do it though. And what I said is, what is your biggest roadblock to starting? Learning how to effectively create the funnel. So objection. I have to learn how to effectively create the funnel. That is a roadblock that if I were trying to sell this to this guy, I would have to overcome that objection. Now, one of the things I want to bring up here, because I remember this conversation, is I actually moved this to a DM conversation. If you guys can remember, I mentioned that where we mine this data, Facebook groups, Reddit, so on and so forth, Facebook DMs can be very, 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 very nice to leverage. So I'm going to pull up this message and scroll up to the top here. And I want to show you guys how I moved this conversation from, a post that I did in the Facebook group and moved it to a DM conversation to mine this data. So you can see right here, all I said is, hey, what's up, Joshua? How's your week going? He said it's going really well. And I said, talk to me about what you currently do and what you want to do. I can relate, quit my job back in, 2017. So I'm trying to empathize. I'm trying to show him I was in a similar position and get more information about why he answered in the way he did. Unfortunately, it looks like we moved this to a voice message conversation. But essentially, all I was doing was digging out more information about, he clearly has a desire to learn funnels more effectively so that he can sell them, he can create them, so on and so forth. And I wanted to get to the root of that desire. What are you currently going through? What are you currently believing? What's your experience in this realm? So on and so forth. So Facebook groups, once again, can be a very, very, very lucrative, profitable, just very nice way to mine this data that's going to help us build out our sales message and an offer. Next up, forums. Forums. I really believe that forums are very underrated. Not many people think of forums because, once again, at the end of the day, Facebook is a forum these days. It's just social conversation. But there's still a lot of really good information that you can dig up from forums. So what I did here is I just did a simple Google search, sales funnel forum. If you're in the keto space, keto forum. Once again, our previous example, keto for moms. Literally Google search keto moms forum. Whatever your sub niche is, go ahead and Google that. And what we're going to do here is just try to find some forum threads that we can start to, once again, mine this data from. So Warrior Forum, very, very popular forum that has a variety of different topics. And what I want to do here is start to find, forum threads that may have the data I'm looking for. So is this a good idea or not? I'm assuming this is going to be a big objection of, once again, does this work for my business? And what I'll do here is I'll just start to poke around and start to read these forums, start to read the answers and see, once again, where my ideal clients are currently at on the spectrum, what they're going through, so on and so forth. So having trouble figuring out exactly how I should utilize Aweber to its full potential in order to create some sort of sales funnel. So this tells me that he doesn't really understand sales funnels, because Aweber is an email automation software, and sales funnel, that's just one piece to the sales funnel. I always say that the money's in the list, should be focusing primarily on email marketing. So this to me, it's a question about, where does email marketing fit in the spectrum of sales funnels? Also have a free mini course, which I'll be giving away free once they sign up to my list. However, I still don't know how to actually create a sales funnel out of these things. So another false belief. I'm going to categorize it as a false belief because it also fits under pain points is I need to start by giving away everything for free. Huge false belief. And that is obviously the goal of this program, is to teach you guys, once again, how to build out a core offer funnel so that it builds out the rest of your business. So let's see what the responses are here. You're sitting on a gold mine. You've got the right idea. Speaking the same language. One-time offer, upsell, downsell. Here's more language that I can include. And you guys can see this audience intelligence data, as I always talk about, is a list and a document that I'm always adding to. I'm always refining so that we can discover new, angles, new marketing angles, because we discovered a new pain point, a new motivation, desire, so on and so forth. New language that we can use in our marketing messages. Thanks for the reply. The thing I'm not in the make money online niche. $47 product, $9 product. Once again, selling low ticket. I only have a pains and mistakes. I'm going to quote this. Only have a $47 product and a $9 product. So you guys can see I'm just polling data. That's what we want to do. Really take your time during this stage. $1,000 in sales, ebook membership, which one is making the most odds, so on and so forth. So I'll just kind of skim and see what data I can pull out initially. Do you build your list and simultaneously build it as you go? It's more about email autoresponders. Getting a squeeze page and a lead magnet that is relevant, similar to a product I'm promoting. Does it work having people get redirected right away to my ClickBank offer that I'm promoting? So this is a question about how to structure an affiliate offer, so on and so forth. So once again, take your time with this. Dig deep. The last thing I want to show you before I show you what a finalized audience intelligence area should look like is Facebook groups. Now, if you do not currently run your own Facebook group, that is totally okay. If you are interested in it, let us know and we can, either build out another module or, do some one-on-one work. We can jump on a coaching call and show you how we run our Facebook group. But the thing I want to point out here is Facebook groups are really, really nice to extract this data, mine this data from. So what we do when everyone enters our Facebook group is we ask this question. What is the number one question you have about building a high converting sales funnel? So let's say we didn't have other Facebook groups to draw from. Let's say we didn't go to forums, so on and so forth. Look at the amount of data in column F that we have about our ideal client in regards to building a high converting funnel for their business. Right away, we have over, 234 data points. Our group is at like 500 now. So unfortunately, we didn't have this software to help us. This software is called Group Funnels. It helps us pull this data and aggregate it. But you can see here that we have immense data. Just a ton of data about our audience and what the pain points, the struggles they're going through, what they currently believe, so on and so forth. So what I do is I will literally just copy and paste all this data into the once again, corresponding areas. So you can see, typically these are false beliefs, objections, challenges, and you can see that we have rows and rows and rows of this data. So here is a completed audience intelligence worksheet. You can see, in the majority of columns, we have about 20 data points in each. There's no cap on this. Get as much data as possible as you can. Once again, some of these go a little bit longer, but the more data that you have for your audience, the better that you're going to be able to build out your entire sales message in the next module. So with that said, once again, I'm going to reiterate and beat it like a dead horse. Take the time to fill out this audience intelligence phase thoroughly. Take the time to do it. This is going to save you a lot of time, energy, money, effort, so on and so forth. In the long run, doing this is going to allow you to, once again, build out your sales message, build out your offer, basically map out all of your content from your organic content to your paid ads with ease. So once you have this done, I will see you in the next module.